Hello, welcome, happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time, and I am so happy you are joining me here. And please give permission to have your name displayed so that we can have a conversation, and I know who is with me here. And this show is all about success. And so many times we've been talking about this one-sidedness of success, and Wikipedia definition of success is very, very limited and very narrow. It shows that success is a attainment of the wealth, favor, or position. So how limited is this definition? So here I'm discussing a bit wider concept of success that is also affecting all areas of our other life, like all areas of our experiencing of life, like relationships, our relationship with our children, our heart longings, everything can be a total success. But today I wanted to discuss with you a very interesting topic about presence and persona. So I was observing through being with my children how interesting to watch and notice that the presence is such a state that we cannot really even put our finger on. And what I also observing everywhere around that the four letters words are so using widely every day in our conversations, but the only one four-letter word we seems like embarrassed to use often is word love. And that's what I was observing through just being in the situation with my children when one of them hurt himself or been really, really upset and was crying. And I asked other children to come and hug that child and say, I love you. And what I noticed is that the younger the child, the more easier it comes to that little human being to come, hug, and say, I love you. The older the child, it seems like become too uncomfortable to really say these words, I love you, right? So why is it that we're losing the comfort and the natural state that we actually all are entitled to be in, and we actually, in our essence, are love. And so that's really made me think about why is it that we so embarrassed or feeling uncomfortable to use the word love, right? And I connected it to these experiences in our life, like when we go through the frustration and disappointment and pain and betrayal that we are encountering every day. Then we start to develop a belief that love is some kind of diluted emotion that is not having substance, and that love cannot really have any impact, right? So that's my observation when I was watching the older children becoming more uncomfortable with using the word love, right? So while people right now expressing the desire to make difference through the riots and protests, through the actions of violence. So it's like that expression of the power that we have, which is very, very distorted. So the presence really conveys our essence. The presence reflects our how we digest, process, and integrate this life energy, right? So, and when people are expressing the desire to make difference through the acts of the rage, it's really not have any great powerful impact. What has impact is the power of our heart, right? So presence is conveyed by the vibe that we emanate rather than the words or the actions that we do. So developing presence is very, very different from creating persona, because persona is created on a basis of the belief that that's what the world want us to be like, or we believe that others want to see us in a certain glorified and perfected way. So presence reflects how we digest all of this energy that we are actually receiving from the universe, and how we express that through our vibe, right? We, instead of conveying or convincing others through the actions of the demand and through the actions of displaying anger, frustration, disappointment, and through these outbursts of the rage, it's really not going to help us because it's not having any impactful power within that. But the real power is actually within ourselves. And so inner truth and presence is based on receiving information through our felt perceptions, through the intelligence of our senses. And then it combines with the mental insights linked to the body sensation, right? So this is we call intuition. This is we call like gut feeling. This is we call the inner wisdom, right? So this is how our heart communicates with conscious mind. And when this communication is broken or blocked, well, then our presence is diminished. So developing presence means developing an antidote to live unconscious life, which is unconscious life is always looking externally for the reasons of our dispowerment. And that's why we thinking that everything outside of us is trigger us, and we have reaction, and then we use our power, distorted power of the violence or rage or the disagreement and demands to go and try to make that difference, because we all want to make a difference. It is our natural desire. It is our natural motivational power or pull that we all feel, right? So by just explaining you this, I would like to invite you to look into 3 points that I want to share with you today that can help you to connect your heart with your mind, with your conscious mind. Because as I said, when this communication between your heart through the intelligence of your senses is broken or distorted or blocked, well, then it seems like we live in we live in a very unconscious life. So, and that's where the leaders of the world or the powers that want to control us manipulate us, because we don't have the true power of being present with what is. So there's manipulative forces are so easily then can be put on us, and we just sway from one place to another. We don't know whom to believe because we don't have our own presence. We're not developing our own antidote for all of this information that we have around us, and we just easily go from one side to another. And this is what is really manipulated by the whoever wants the world to be in conflict, to be in separation, to be in pain. So I would like just to give you 3 simple steps that can help you to establish that connection from the heart to your mind and develop your strong presence and invest into the strengthening your inner stamina, that you can have a very healthy and strong discernment of what you looking at, what's happening outside of and how it is affecting you. So the 3 steps are is like, don't let what's going on to program you, because right now we are in a stage where there's madness happening, and there's so much information against and for, and all of these different opinions of experts, and the media is not helping us to have really certain true information. So it is really sits within ourselves, and our own system needs to be tuned into your own wisdom so that it can help you to discern what is really going on, and really protect yourself from being programmed in that sense of manipulating in one side or another side. And the second point is like use the word love more often. Use and practice that word towards yourself. Developing your self-love is so important, and also displaying this word and also the feelings in your families is so important. That's what I actually noticed within my grandchildren. I have 6, and the older they are, the more discomfort they feel when they've been asked to use the word love. So we need to really be conscious of what words we use in communication within our families, between partners and mothers and fathers and children. And the more adults can use it, the more adults can display this vibe of emanation of love in their families, the less our children would feel embarrassed or uncomfortable to use this word and to use this vibration within themselves. So this is a very, very important, especially in this moment of our evolution that we're going right now through a huge turmoil and crisis, and there's so much of uncertainty and unknown going on. And I believe that the power of making difference, the power of transforming what's going on around us, not in expressing it through the rage and anger, but through developing that inner stamina and that inner power from our heart, that has enormous power and impact. As that metaphor is saying about the butterfly effect, right? When the butterfly wing can just create a hurricane on another part of the world. So it's not just simply some kind of a fairy tale. It is works like that. So, and we have this very, very strong anatomy and our body and all our subtle fields are able to create enormous wave of very powerful impact. So that's why I'm encouraging and I'm really inviting you to start to change that within your families first, within yourself and for yourself first. Then the third point is like stop looking to outside for the reasons of your disempowerment. Stop blaming systems, political parties and neighbors or whoever, the partners and all the others outside of you for the for this state of being powerless and hopeless. So start to look inside of yourself because your power is within you and it sits in that 4-letter word, love. I want to say to you today that I love you very much. And I really invite you to start to understand that the power of making difference is in your presence, and developing presence is a very important step that we all can take right now to start to help people who are doing it and start to contribute into that vibration of very powerful transformation in the form of love. But of course, there is a other side of it where people are contributing into this opposite of love, into this other fearful and aggressive expression of our desire to make difference. So I just would like to maybe summarize again that the true power and the true impact comes from our heart. And it is so important to start to establish that connection from the heart to our conscious mind. Because when we don't have that connection, we are basically just living in unconscious space. We are fully untrusting ourselves, and then we start to trust to some kind of groups or leaders or whoever is telling us some kind of manipulative information, and we not even questioning ourselves. So then we start to become disappointed because what we've been trying to understand and be connected to is actually is not really something substantial to be leaning on. And so my episode today is really based on my personal observation of how we go away from our natural state of being love into the state of separation, fear, and conflicts. And because we form belief that love is simply a very eluded emotion that is not permanent and sustainable. And also the concept of happiness is also kind of considered to be something that we experience fragmentally, and it's never comes in a permanent state, which I would like to kind of argue on that, because once we establish that presence, that full connection that is emanating from our heart and guiding our mental insights through the body sensations, well, then we have this totally different impact on ourselves and others. So I would like to really wind up today with and leave you with a contemplation on why it is our natural state of love, and we are love, slowly with age become disappearing, and we start to feel discomfort um, using even word love, right? So, and to me, it seems like through our life experiences of disappointment and frustration and pain and betrayal, the more we go through these things, the more we create and crystallize the belief that love is not having substance, and that in order for us to make a change, we have to use the power of force, which in a bigger picture, in a long run, creates more pain and more frustration and more disbalance and anger, and it goes on and on in a vicious cycle. So Dawn, I just repeat again 3 points that I wanted you today to start to maybe implement into your life is that don't allow what's going on outside of you to program you. Use the word love and vibration of love in your own home for yourself as often as you wish, like just daily. Because the other word on another scale and opposite of love we use constantly and so easy, and we don't have any discomfort of using it, right? Another 4-letter word. So and last one is stop looking outside for the reasons of your dispowerment and start to look inside, in that place of you where the love resides. So I would like also to remind you that I'm still working on my program, the Askara method, that is going to have 6 modules, and each module going to have about 4 lessons in it. And it is like building a little bricks of starting with your own self-awareness, awareness of others, the social awareness, the planetary awareness, and then we go into many different ideas and many different experiences and lessons that can help us to connect yourself, your heart with your conscious mind, and create your powerful presence that can be contributing into the creation of our future. And I would like to say to you that I love you very much. And I'm glad you've been here with me today. I don't see any comments today. Maybe it is a very deep topic. So I leave you with yourself to contemplate on it. And I will come back to this live again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. next week with some interesting topic again. I'll see with what I come up, and I would like to put that music back again, and just would like to say to you, I love you, and I see you next week. Thank you.